Hey guys, today I want to talk about the expat fear factor. Let's get into this. A lot of people, they call me and they call about the SRRVs. They call my friend Mary Rose. They kind of kick the tires. They're thinking about coming over here. A lot of them back out. They're afraid. They figure there's too much paperwork, there's too much this, too much that, too much to take on. They're afraid. They're afraid of what they have now might disappear, might become worse. Think of it this way instead. It might become better. And I had somebody write to me the other day and ask me to do a video about this. I had thought about I've actually done similar videos before about this, okay? About people being afraid to come over here. About coming over here. And they're the tire kickers. You know, I like this car, but I'm not going to buy it, you know? That's a choice. Sometimes we make bad choices. You know, I've been a dreamer all my life. All my dreams have pretty much come true. I have new dreams now because I've done so many of them. One of my dreams was this. I've said this before. I always wanted to, when I was a kid, I always wanted to sit on top of the old man in the mountain up in New Hampshire, up on top of his head and dangle my feet. It's one of the coolest things. I don't know why I wanted to do it. I just wanted to do it. I wanted to just, it was just something cool, you know, to sit way up on top of this mountain, 3,000 feet up on this thing that looks like an old man and just dangle my feet over his head. That place has since gone. But you know what? I did it before it came down. I dangled my feet over the edge. Yeah, I was a full-grown man when I did it, because I don't think I could have got up there as a kid and did it, because it was pretty dangerous. That place eventually all fell into the valley, and it's at the bottom of the mountain now, you know? It was all held up by cables and stuff up there, because it was all falling apart. It wasn't a man-made thing. It was actually all natural. The Indians used to worship it because they thought that the gods had put that man's face up there for a reason, you know? But as a child, I remember going by there with my dad when we used to go camping up in New Hampshire in the White Mountains. And it was in Franconia Notch, and riding by there, you know? And I always said that though. And guys, you know, we did this thing about, you know, staying up and staying happy and staying pepped up to come over here, but don't ever fear you're coming over here, guys. You know, unless you're on like a super low budget or something like that, then I can understand. Then it's about being smart, you know, because sometimes fears are good fears too. Okay? If you have enough money and you're the one who has to solely decide what's enough, I put out all the videos on budgets, things like that. You guys can go back in my budgets. I'm going to be redoing those pretty soon, actually, probably within the next month or two, you know, maybe a little bit longer, because, you know, as we get close to opening up, and we will open up, guys, we will open up. You know, it's going to happen sooner or later. We just don't know when. It's going to be a while. We will open up. But don't let those fears scare you into saying, you know what, I'm going to give up on this. I'm not going to do this. You know, there's other places to go, too. You can go to those places temporarily. There's countries that are open. And some cheap countries right now. You can always wait it out in those countries too. And then come over here when we open up. It's all possible. Don't be afraid, guys. You know, if you got a good size pension, you can do it. You could do it. You know, it's not a big deal to go to another country, sit it out there for a while, maybe just rent a room there with a bathroom. That's all you need. That's starting out. You know, there's Belize, there's a lot of foreign countries like Nicaragua, Costa Rica, places like that. You can get down there and get a good Airbnb, probably fairly cheap. Maybe near the water, just a room with a bathroom and a shower. Some of these places you can get them for $300 a month or $200 a month, if you look around. But you got to talk to the locals, you know, and move into a place that you feel safe. You can lock your door. Maybe you got bars over your window so nobody can crawl into the window and stuff like that. That's one thing about the Philippines I like about the Philippines. They have bars over most of the windows. It's a security factor. And it's kind of a good thing. It's not that a lot of people are breaking into houses. It does happen over here if you don't have bars over your windows. People will break in the house. They'll notice that you don't have bars on your windows. And if you leave for more than a week or so, they'll be like, oh, hey, Steve's gone. Let's get on and break in his house, you know? Some of the neighbors are like that. You know, there are bad people in every neighborhood. My neighborhood's a very good neighborhood. I don't think we'd have too much of a problem with that. It would probably be somebody that just moved into the neighborhood that was bad before they even came. You know what I mean? We actually have a great bunch of people in my neighborhood. And we're very blessed in that respect, you know? But I'm getting bit by mosquitoes here. And I didn't think there was going to be any mosquitoes down here today with the wind. But anyway, don't ever have a fear factor about traveling and becoming an expat. Of course, you have to assess your situation, okay? And everybody's situation is different. If you're coming over here on less than $1,000, don't come. Don't come. It's not even worth the effort, okay? $1,000 or more, you still could be in this, you know, in danger. If you don't have a emergency fund, you don't have insurance, you have to make sure all those things are going to be in play. Or if you're waiting out your Social Security or something, but you have maybe $1,000 or $1,200 a month till then, maybe you could hack it out. It's possible. Only you can make that decision. But having a fear over it, I wouldn't say have a fear. Use your head. You know, I mean, you have to use your head. When I come over here, well planned, like clockwork, everything fell into place little by little by little. Each thing on my checkoff sheet was checked off. And as I checked it off, any fears I had just went away. I didn't really have that many fears. I knew I was going to plan it out really good. You know, you had to be smart about it, you know. And everything that I've planned out in my life usually came true. We talked about that the other day, about manifesting a little bit. And that's actually a great video, guys. Manifesting, you know. Because when you start putting your head to things, things usually start coming into play. So for you guys that are Debbie Downers on yourself, you know, saying, I can't do this, I don't think I can do that. Maybe it's just a change of attitude. You know, maybe that's your fears. Don't let your fears get in your way, but think smart too. You know, we all have to think smart. You know, you have to be responsible with yourself. You know, and a lot of these people that come over here on the smaller budgets, they're not responsible about themselves. They don't think. You know, they put themselves kind of second. And you have to put yourself first. Yeah, there are people that shouldn't be here. Don't get me wrong. And right now, we can't even get in here. You guys can't get in here. You know, even if you wanted to. At least most people. So, and the people that are getting in here are finding out that they wish they probably never did come in here. You know, because like I said in one of my other videos that, you know, there was people coming in through quarantine, and then we had the lockdown right after. They couldn't even travel down to the other islands because they, guess what? Not allowed to travel between provinces right now because of the lockdowns. So guess what? They're stuck where they're at. And some of these people are stuck really bad. In a bad way. Terrible way, I might add. You know? Terrible way. Stuck in bad situations. And that can happen to you. And that's why I say all this stuff comes into play. Emergency money, credit cards, all that stuff. You don't want to get over here and find out you're on $1,000 budget and you have to start making $200 payments to your credit card. That's just going to demolish your whole lifestyle over here, and you'll be living like you're homeless. You know, so emergency money, all that stuff comes into play here. You know, you have to be smart. But this person here was telling me he was very fearful of coming over here. He's kind of afraid. He's older. He's fearful. And he was talking to me, telling me about, you know, like, and I've had a couple of people write to me about this. They're saying that they're kind of afraid of coming over here. And I respect that. I respect that fear, because sometimes fear is coming from a good place. Sometimes it's coming from a bad place. Sometimes fears hold us back. We can get through that, and we can move forward. And like I said, we're talking about manifesting and stuff like that. If you have a positive outlook, man, but if you're sickly and stuff like that, it's hard to keep a positive outlook, and things are less likely to happen. We have to be realistic in our ideas about, you know, manifesting our dreams, making things happen and stuff like that. You know, but positivity plays a huge part in that, you know, in that fear factor too. You know, fear factor, You don't want to get that. If you are fairly healthy, fairly financially set, and in a fairly good spot where you have some good savings and stuff like that, you can do it. You know, but don't let your fears take over, man. Not a good idea, you know? It's not a good idea at all. Anyway, guys, I want to touch on that a little bit. You know, stay positive. A lot of you guys are getting down on this the waiting game. You know, we got a lot of tire kickers out there too. That's not fear. Tire kickers are different. There are people like, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't, I'm not really sure yet. That's different. Those are people, they're just wasting people's time, you know, asking lots of questions because they already know that they're not going to come over, most of them. You know, they're living the dream in their mind. They don't know anything about dreams, you know. Tire kickers. Oh, I like this car, but I'm not going to buy it. I like this one too. Not going to buy that one either. You know, who wants to live like that? You know, me, if I see something, I'm going to go for it. Nothing's going to hold me back. My fears don't hold me back. You know, like I said, when I went up to climb that mountain, when I was older, I climbed up to the top of the Old Man in the Mountain. That's what they called me. You can look it up online. The Old Man in the Mountain in New Hampshire. Sat there dangling my feet. Felt good. Felt real good. Like I said before, there's nothing sweeter than tasting your dreams come true. Nothing is sweeter. You know? A lot of you guys have had stuff like that happen. You've had stuff come true. Make it happen, guys. You know? Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Make your dreams come true.